Holi to the Minister of State in the Prime Minister's office, the Minister of State for Science, Technology, Jitendra Singh joins us. Dr. Singh, welcome. It's Holi come early in Gorakhpur. You've got your Gulal out as well. A big victory. The BJP now leading on 277 out of the 400 leads that we have available at the moment. Mubarak ho.
Yeah, thank you, Rahul.
So tell us, you're in the Prime Minister's office. Who do you attribute this victory to? Questions are being asked about whether this is the Prime Minister's victory, Yogi Ji's victory, or a combination. Yes.
I've been listening. Yeah, I've been listening to you since morning, and it's beautifully done analysis. I think this election result has broken many a jinx. A, it was always said that UP hardly repeats a government. B, that there has to be inevitably some amount of anti-incumbency factor to a lesser or greater extent. So I think both the myths have been exploded. In fact, the other day only we had said that in Lucknow, that this time it's going to be pro-incumbency vote. And Prime Minister Modi has, I think, sought to introduce a new political culture, not only in Uttar Pradesh, but the entire country, because rising above caste, creed, religion politics is the politics of development, politics of vikas, politics of benefit with empowerment. So those sections of society which had somehow not received the kind of attention all these decades which they deserved have been reached out, whether it is the Ujjwala, whether it is the Swachhata, and you must have seen even in Uttar Pradesh, almost 11 crore toilets were built, and across the households, regardless of whichever religion, whichever caste they belong to, and they were given the nomenclature of Izzat Ghar. So I said the other day, 3S, Suraksha, Swachhata and Samman. And if you ask young girls across the state, they would confess that whatever else it might be, notwithstanding that, they feel much safer now compared to what it was earlier. It was very amusing listening to these young girls saying कि पहले घर से बाहर निकलते थे तो माँ स्कूटी पर अकेले नहीं जाने देती थी. Now we feel confident. So I think it's a beginning of a new political culture, and thanks to Prime Minister Modi, who has got India rid of that the culture which was deeply embedded in the feudalist thoughts of being tagged down or trapped down in caste,
Mr. Minister, you mentioned the Prime Minister and his role, and there's no doubt that the woman voter is something that needs to be looked at. You've got a huge lead, Mr. Singh, among women voters. We saw that in our exit poll as well. What about Yogi Adityanath, Chief Minister?
Yes.
Does this victory, Mr. Minister, catapult him on the national stage as a potential future successor to Mr. Modi? Is that how you see him now? How much credit do you give him?
See, as far as this this issue is concerned, I think this is a foregone conclusion. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is the leader of Bharatiya Janata Party, and if you are referring to the kind of you are tactically trying to mention the succession pattern, I think from the series 1 to 10, it is Modi, 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 Modi. So the election in 2014 was fought under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi. 2019 again Modi. Uttar Pradesh, it was fought under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi in 2022, and again in 2024 it's going to be fought under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi.
So very interesting. You're almost saying Mr. Modi is like what Amitabh Bachchan was in Bollywood in the late 70s, number 1 to 10, and then everyone else. But somewhere surely there's space for Yogi Adityanath.
You could put it that way.
There is space,
no, as Chief Minister,
Mr. Minister, for Yogi Adityanath or not?
No, certainly as Chief Minister he was entrusted with the responsibility of translating all the Modi schemes on the ground, which he has done diligently. So the credit which is due to him goes to him. But you cannot draw a match. I think that's beyond discussion. It's Modi all over.
Can I just ask you, given these victories, there's much talk because you're from that part of Jammu and Kashmir also going to the polls now in July, August. Is that the next agenda? Am I going to see you out there in a few months?
Yeah, actually, what are the exact dates going to be for an election in J&K is to be decided by the Election Commission of India. But as far as BJP is concerned, I've been saying this all along, we are a 24/7 party. We are not the ones who start visiting temples on the eve of an election. We are always geared up for any election, whether it's a panchayat election, the district council or the corporation or the assembly. And the culture is such that each one of us, regardless of whatever the position, is primarily a karyakarta. So all of us, join the election campaign in whichever state it happens. So we are fully prepared. And as far as Jammu and Kashmir specifically is concerned, you would appreciate that the opposition parties have already, gone missing, because there's hardly any opposition left now. Because the reach of Prime Minister Modi's schemes has touched across the sections of society, not only in the Jammu region, but also in the Kashmir Valley. The beneficiaries of Izzat Ghar, the beneficiaries of Shauchalayas, the beneficiaries of the gas cylinders are not only women or men from a particular community, but across the community lines. And as I said that day in Lucknow, they may not say so openly for whatever reasons, but when it comes to casting a secret ballot, they always vote for Modi. And that has been proven by the kind of percentage we received of the women voters, even in Uttar Pradesh.
Absolutely right, Mr. Minister. It's an important point, and I think, Rahul, it's going to have to be developed by political scientists. 2 points. One is the woman voter, and one is the Labharthi community. It's not as if welfareism didn't exist before 2014, but the ability to ensure that the last mile delivery reached those who really needed it is, I think, a big success of the Modi model. And the second part, as I said, is the woman voter. What is it that the woman voter has got? She seems to have got convenience, the Shauchalaya being an example, and importantly, she's got a sense of status. As the minister put it, Izzat Ghar. And I think we, even whatever else you may have flaws in the Modi model of governance, last mile delivery will have to be examined, especially the Labharthi model.
And this is the second state where this is